Okay, so here is a traditional gypsy wooden flower, as you can see, all completely handmade. Looks quite nice. Now I put recently a few videos on this on Facebook, a few pictures, and I've had a couple of people ask me how to make them. So I want to do a video and I'll show you how to make them. Normally you can make them out of hazel or elderberry. Those are the only two that I would personally recommend, because hazel you get a nice curled finish like this. Elderberry you tend to get more of a straighter look to it, but we'll come to that again in a minute. So right, how to make them. Let's put the phone down. Okay, first of all you will need a stick, any stick will do. That's a bit of conifer, and that is nice and rigid, as you can see. It's dead, so that's what you need for the stem. Second thing you need is you will need a piece of hazel. This has been dried out for a little while. You can see, obviously, that's been drying for a couple of days or whatever. Perfectly bone dry. I like to use hazel because, like I say, you get a good look with it, and it's quite easy to work with. You can use elderberry if you want to, but this I think is better. So anyway, you need that. Also, you need, and this is quite important, you need a sensible knife. Now, I'll tell you now, if you have something like a pen knife, that's a complete waste of time. You're wasting your own time. You need a fairly thick, rigid blade, and you need it very, very sharp as well. A pen knife is only like sort of about there, and you haven't got the movement on it to do it properly. Also, something like a Stanley knife is too thin in the blade, and the blade will wobble a little bit. You want it to be nice and rigid. So anyway, how to make them. First of all, get your piece of hazel. You want to take the bark off like that. You ain't particularly got to be very, very neat. You can be as rough as you want, it don't really matter. The most important thing is to bear in mind you've rounded off the edge, just on the end, like a bullet, just like that. Yeah? I'll come to that in a minute. So right, the carving. Put it on your knee, or whatever you want. All you do is you start from the top and you draw your knife down and stop about there. If you want a short flower, a small flower over, you do a shorter stroke. If you want a long flower, you can start up there and go down, and it will start to curl and be very nice. But I'll just make you a medium sized one for the sake of it. So right, start from about there, you push, you can see the wood curling like that, and you fold it back. Start again, you push, fold back, push, fold back, and that's it. Again, like I said, it pays to have a sharp knife. You ain't got to be neat with the first layer, it's only just to get the general gist of it. There you go. Now it should get faster as you continue to carve, like that. Right, so now you've got the first layer done. Normally a flower consists of up to 5 layers, but that you can see is what you should be looking at. Layer number 1. Okay, so now then second layer. Again, like that. Nice downward stroke, not too much wood, and fold. And that is it. If you hit a knot and you break a bit off, don't worry, you can still go over it. I think you saw me at the start of the video do that. Don't worry, just keep going. It's important to keep your strokes nice and even, your pieces nice and even put together, and keeping a nice even tension on your knife. Just keep going round. Like I say, at this stage you're not looking for aesthetically look good, you're just looking to build layers up. If you come to a bit you think looks a bit thin or whatever, you can go back to it if you want to, that's not a problem at all. So there you go, like this, and you'll notice this stem, this part here, start to get thinner. You want that because you can get a lot faster, dig your knife in like that, and you'll notice I'm building up layers upon layers upon layers. Like I say, any little bits here, just keep bending back. That's all you got to do. Keep bending back. And the shorter the strokes, the shorter the petals. Bear that in mind. So there you go. Right, I reckon that's about it. So once you've got to about there, you will see you've got several layers of petal built up. Yeah? Behind, that's the view from behind. You've got this bit at the back. Okay? Now, what you've got to do is manipulate the petals. So you do that. Push it up. Bear in mind it's wood, it ain't going to break or nothing, as long as you're gentle with it. Push it up from the bottom, and that'll give you a nice look. So, that's the flower more or less done. Now, what you do, every piece of wood you'll ever find has got inside of it, just there, a soft core. Every log in the world got it, right? Especially every young stick. So what you do, is you get your knife, and you simply get it in there, like that. And you just turn it, and you will create a hole, as you can see. Yeah. And the reason why we use elderberry sometimes is elderberry inside is quite soft, so you don't need to do this step. If you're using elderberry, don't do this. Just get a stick and poke it straight through. But for hazel, you need to do it to make a foundation to put the stem in. So anyway, start attaching the stem now. So first of all, what you got to do is you need to disconnect the flower from this log section. All you do is you get it and you break it. That's it. And there is your flower. So what you do now, you get your stick. Make sure, I'll tell you this now, when you get it up close, you want to just put a little point on it, a little tiny point, and that will help it stick in a bit better. So do that, turn your flower over, get the stick, push it in the bottom, like that. Give it a little bit of a twist to expand the wood inside, and there you've got another flower, and that is it. There's no more stages to do. Like I said before, you can manipulate the petals if you want to. You know, you can move them about, make them more fluffy, make them curl, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do. But that's how you make it. As you can see, it's turned out quite nice. Also, what you can do, a lot of people who make them do them, is they put a bit of glue just in there to make them hold. But I mean, that ain't going nowhere, as you can see. That ain't going to move at all. But you can glue it up. Also, you can do as well the old school way of doing it. You can dye them. The way you dye them is you get a bit of raspberry or blackberry, soak them in a bit of water, make it expand, and just basically dip it straight in, and it dyes them red. Yeah, hope you like that, people. If you've got any questions or anything, let me know. Cheers.